What is going on, Jets Nation, and welcome back to the Flight 5. You are live here with the crew. On my left, we got Wes.
How are ya?
Wes is in the building wearing his lovely jet green tonight.
Yeah, low-key like a lullaby. You know
Nice.
what I'm
I like that. Class. Wes is always bringing the class to the show.
Someone's got to.
Yeah, that's true. Then the opposite
What
of
is
class.
that supposed to mean?
The opposite of class, we got Frank Vittorini right behind him. What's up, Frank?
What is going on, Jets Nation?
Your wall
I miss
looks
you guys.
tremendous
What's up?
today. Your wall behind you?
Oh, you like it?
It looks tremendous.
Yeah, it looks good,
great.
right? It's my boo, Mark Sanchez.
Yeah.
Is that usually above your bed?
Yes, all the time. And then I have the Minutemen militias coming, and they want me. So,
Really?
Yes, the Minutemen, they want me. So, I don't know if I can do that.
So
but,
come and get them.
So come and get them.
And
recruiting?
and to the right, it's Bill rocking two mics tonight because he doesn't know which one works, so he's just taking a shot in the dark here.
Yeah, try.
I'm starting a trend too. You know.
Yeah. Which one's working? Do the pop.
Two
Pop the
cans,
little
two
mic.
mics.
I think it's that one.
Oh, they're both
Ooh.
working.
No, that's
Test.
It's that one. That's.
I'm gonna rock too though.
Yeah.
Yeah, let him rock too. He likes
It's
the
a-
Damn time.
Bill-
same damn
When
time.
you see Jay-Z coming out of the Barclays Center with two mics, you'll know.
That's
Sorry.
true. He's starting to trend.
Yeah.
That's a nice little decoration you got behind there too, Bill. That's a nice job with that. Nice touch.
Thank you.
But we got a great show to get into. It's a little positive tonight, which is a change. We got the Jets came out and put it to the Colts on Sunday, so that was great. Much needed win as we went over before we signed off last show on Friday.
Put it to the Colts. We kicked their ass.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
That was a straight up
Wipe the
beating,
floor.
man. That was a
We
great
did.
game for us, seriously, because
Absolutely.
it gives us a lot of momentum. Definitely.
Yeah, momentum and confidence going into, yes, it is Patriot Week.
Patriots
so we
Week.
will get into everything there is to talk about the Jets and Patriots this Sunday, 4:25 on CBS. Jim Nance is coming. Jim Nance has made his way up to New England, so that'll be great.
He always makes his
Some
way up to
hello
New
friends. Nance and friends. Nance and friends will be calling the game, so that'll be great. I know Bill enjoys.
He called the Colt game too.
He did.
And it was weird because he called the 1 o'clock game.
Yeah, that is
It
weird.
was strange.
Usually
It was
Nance
'cause-
is the primetime game.
Yeah.
By the way,
there's no
Phil
double
Sims,
header.
who called the last
Yeah,
Jet
that's
game,
why.
is out of his mind.
I think Phil Sims was drunk last week.
I think he was too. He was funny though. I
He
like
was.
that.
He never talks that much, and he never goes crazy like that. So that was. It
was very odd.
It was odd.
Just the stuff he was saying was just like, that's something I would say after like 12 tall boys.
That is
He's,
stuff Frank said.
he's been a Sanchez supporter since day one.
He does, because he likes his footwork. Yeah, I remember him always saying that.
Yeah.
And wherever that went, we're still looking for it. But we'll talk about the Jet Colt game. We'll recap that quickly at the beginning of the show. We'll get into Jet Patriot Week. Obviously, a huge week. Both teams at 3-3. The division is up for grabs. Everybody is at 3-3. So as bad as everything seemed in Jet Nation a few weeks ago, with one win this Sunday, they will be in first place and 3-0 in the division. Sole possession. So that'll be huge. Obviously, it's a big game.
And if we want to win the division, we have to win on Sunday.
Yeah, and
Because
and,
the
New England,
Yes.
Yeah.
and rest in peace to the Yankee season, unfortunately for everybody.
How is that unfortunate for everybody? Let's be honest here.
Well, we have a big Yankee crowd following us.
Half the people in this room aren't even Yankee fans.
I'm a Yankee fan.
Wes, it's just you and I.
Yeah.
It's
So-
all right.
Half.
it's like 1.5 to.
Yeah. But anyway, we'll take your calls as always, 914-595-4871, and we will be joined by the hybrid,
Yes.
Marcus Dowtin, at 7:30 tonight. He was just called up from the practice squad after they cut John Connor. Two great moves. I love getting rid of Connor, but there's no need to keep him. Lex Hilliard's outplayed him. Lex Hilliard just got more, he's got more time in the NFL. He's played great, even on special teams too. So that was a big move. Dowtin hopefully will be active this Sunday and play a role against the Patriots because you need that speed on the field, especially against this up-tempo, no-huddle offense that the Patriots like to run. So as long as Dowtin knows the system and knows where he's supposed to be, he could play a role on Sunday, even if it's on just special teams. But
Didn't Lex
we'll
Hilliard
talk to
play
him.
with Tebow
I don't know if
at
he did.
Florida? I think he
tell you
did.
that.
I think he did. That's why he's good,
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
look at all the
he
guys that
played
play
with
with Tebow. You have Harvin, Hernandez. I mean, these guys are balling
Yeah.
right now.
That's true.
Jeff Demps.
When Tebow got to play, he was balling, but he doesn't get to play
Jeff
anymore.
Demps.
Yes, sir.
Jeff
He's
Demps
on
is
the
good.
IR, right?
He's on IR, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of Jeff
that's
fans, including
unfortunate.
myself. I really wanted Demps here, but did he get hurt or was it more of the
I think
Patriots
he
didn't
got
have a
hurt,
spot?
but he also just wasn't in football shape.
Yeah.
I don't think they wanted to risk it with him. And this guy, he was a project to begin with whatever team signed him.
They're stashing him away until they cut Woodhead.
Yeah, him
I'm
and
pretty
Hayden
sure.
Smith can go.
But yeah, call us 914-595-4871. Tweet us at 5 and live, the number 5, letter N live, and the chat room's always live too. That's zenlive.tv. TV. We're here at the Zidalza Studios in Port Chester, New York. The beautiful studios, and our producer Anthony behind the window over there, or behind the mic, but nobody can see him. But guys, I just mentioned the cutting Connor and bringing up Dowtin. I love the move. You could see, it was pretty paved the way Lex Hilliard's been playing and the way Connor's been hurt. And for a guy like Dowtin, Rex said they were going to bring up Dowtin last week, but the injury to Eric Smith forced them into bringing up Antonio Allen, which paid off because he had a sack against the Colts. But let's get into the Jet Colt game, right off the bat. The defense, first, I was impressed by the fact that Rex kind of let his guard down and started to let the younger kids play and rested the Dino defense, or the Dinosaur defense kind of took a step off the field. Brian Thomas played less reps. Bart Scott played less reps. Eric Smith was out, which he'll be out again this week, which is, you never like to see injuries, but, Antonio Allen's playing better. He came in first game already at a sack, which is a great play. Great, Frank said it best. It was a great design play by Rex, putting Antonio Allen in a position to make a great play, and he came through and he made the play. So that's all you can do. It worked perfectly. You had Copels with 2 sacks. Wilkerson played out of his mind. Demario Davis played a lot of reps. Mabin had, I think, 3 quarterback hits. So he had a half a sack, which they took away and gave to Copels. So that was what I was most impressed with. I know people will say the running game will say no turnovers, but the fact that defense, made Luck look like the rookie that he is.
And I think when you lose a guy like Revis, it goes to, because sometimes dominoes fall like this. Like Rex for 3 years has had Darrelle Revis, and he can play these dinosaur players as you call them, and with that, it kind of remains the same. When a guy like Revis goes down, you can't hide much. So the speed becomes more of a factor. Getting to the passer becomes more of a factor. So you see these moves being made and these new blood in a sense being put in.
Yeah, I wasn't
Definitely.
really that moved. I hate to sound like the pessimist here, but I wasn't that impressed with the ground game. I know Sean Green was the FedEx Ground Player of the Week, and deservedly so. 3 touchdowns, 160.
Wait, you weren't impressed with the Jets ground game?
Yeah, I think they did it against a team that they were supposed to beat up on. If you look at this Colts team, coming into the game, they were already one of the worst teams against the rush as it was, and they were without a lot of key players in their front seven, particularly Robert Mathis, who I know is a pass rush guy.
Mm-hmm.
You had Dwight Freeney on the other end, who's banged up.
Corey Redding got hurt.
Left the game. Their defensive tackle was out of the game. So there's a lot of holes up there that they should have taken advantage of. And kudos to them for, like I said, beating up and kind of building your confidence on a team that they should do. Mm-hmm. But, against a team like the Patriots, who comes in as the 4th best rush defense in the league, I'm going to expect to see a lot more of, winning those individual battles on the offensive line if they're going to have any success at all.
Do you know what it was about the running game that really impressed me? Not necessarily the yardage, because as you said, we were supposed to come in and run all over Indianapolis. But the way Sean Green ran the football, he was breaking a lot of tackles, and he was breaking tackles going laterally, which usually is not something he does. I tweeted, I'm like, it looks like Sean Green has new legs. Mm-hmm. Like Forrest Gump says he has new legs. It looked like Sean Green has a new pair of legs. Yeah, and I was running. But it was unbelievable to see, because I've never seen Sean Green run like this in the last couple of years. The last time he ran like this, I was getting flashbacks to the Charger game. I really was. The
War
playoff
machine
game.
activated.
Yeah, it really was. And I want to see what he has this week.
Imitation.
I don't know who he met up with, Kurt Radomski or something, but that boy was running really well, and I'm the one that hates on Green a lot, but he deserves a lot of credit because he really ran the ball extremely well, and he looked like he was really into the game. He was pumped, fist pumping, he was celebrating, he was having fun out there, and that's what I think a lot of times his team loses.
Lax.
Lax. That's the right choice of word. They lacks having.
Though.
Yeah, they don't exactly. It's the pressure of New York, and they don't have fun out there. You see them all. They're always tense. Sanchez is tense. The receivers and the running backs. Yeah. They were having fun because obviously they were beating up on the Colts. But I think if this team relaxes a little bit, I know it's almost impossible with this media, but if you just chill out and just play the game and play it hard and have some fun, you'll figure out you'll figure out how good you are and how many points you can rack up. On the other side, look at the Patriots. I pointed at West, but look at the Patriots, because right now they're tense. The last couple years, they've been a little tense. Ever since Brady got hurt in 2009, they got killed by the Ravens in that playoff game. It looks like they're more tense now. They're not having the same fun that the Patriots were having in 2007 when they were just playing backyard football. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it looks
and also
like
has like video footage of other teams too. That helps out a lot.
besides
I'm
the
just
point.
kidding. Not to open up
no,
a can
it's
of
true.
worms.
They were already fined. We don't have to bring it back up and rehash.
Yeah,
old
they already
stories.
threw out all the
This is
tapes
new
and
content.
the
on
tapes are
5
Where the hell are the tapes? Why did Goodell destroy the tape?
Specter wants to know. Senator Specter wants
Seriously,
to know.
if a senator
We don't
wants-
talk about that. No one. That's it. It's over. Spygate's over.
Listen,
the tapes
there's
are
bigger
gone.
things in Illuminati right now. So we don't need to be swayed by
It's bigger
Spygate.
conspiracy.
What do you think the Illuminati's doing right now? Are they having a secret meeting or
They're
something? What do you
watching,
think?
Frank.
I think they're rewatching tapes of the presidential debate at Hofstra University that happened over the week.
Oh boy. Well, let's not get into that. But another thing you.
I want to be in the Illuminati. I wonder how to
I
get
know
in.
you do.
Damn it.
Another
They
thing
won't-
you
they
got to be
won't-
happy with is the fact that Sanchez didn't turn the ball over.
Yes.
All right.
You know, granted, he only went 11 of 18 for 82 whopping yards and 2 touchdowns. Honestly, if he can do that every week, you want a little bit more than 82 because there's probably 50 running backs who ran for over 82 yards last week. But if you can get Sanchez in between, you know, hanging around that 200 yards and 2 touchdowns and no interceptions, this team's going to beat a lot of teams. Then what they did was what they were supposed to do. They came
You
out,
sure
they
about
ran
that?
the ball, they set
Look,
the tone.
look.
You think
Mark
so? Hold on.
Sanchez-
I'm going to say, you're going to ask a question. Fair point, but you think if Sanchez throws for, you know, around 200, 215 yards, 2 touchdowns, no turnovers,
We'll beat a
you-
lot of teams.
What's a lot, if you had to say? I'm just wondering.
Probably 11 games. We'll win
You
11
really
games.
think so?
Absolutely.
That's saying
Look,
that
the
ground
running.
game's
Look,
doing
that's right. The
something.
Yeah.
running
That's
game
saying
has
that the
to.
ground game is average, and our defense is our defense. We'll
Okay,
win
so
11 games.
an average
No, the
ground
running
game,
game
we're
has to be
averaging
better than
4
average.
yards a carry,
No.
give or take, and we have
That
Sanchez
means
going for
Sanchez is putting up
200.
14 points alone.
Okay, I mean, that's fair.
Our
I don't.
defense
I
and special
disagree,
teams has
but
scored in 5 out of
I think that's
4 out of 6
a lot
teams.
to ask at this point. I mean, maybe
I
you
don't
see
think that's
start
too
forming
outlandish.
No, it's not a lot to ask at all.
Teams
I mean-
that you can kind of build up against. They do have a favorable schedule
Yeah.
after their bye week, and then you know maybe they can say that, but the efficiency is nice. The 11 of 18. That's
5 for
great.
5
2
in the red
touchdowns
zone.
was great. 5 for 5 in the red zone was huge.
Yep. And
Christine
it's-
brought up that stat last week. They're horrible. But
Right.
yeah, no, definitely they got to. He's just got to pass for more yards and do it on a more consistent basis.
And look, your eyes don't lie too. The touchdown he threw to Jason Hill. Go back and watch it. He threw it with purpose. He threw it with confidence. He hasn't made a throw like that all year.
both those stories, even the other one to Stephen Hill too.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
he's in this mindset that if I have my running game going, I can be great. And yes, and he does, and he performs.
Definitely.
It's just if he doesn't have it, forget it.
But that's
Forget
something you
about it,
need in the
know?
NFL
and that's
now.
the next level that quarterbacks have to
You
get
need
to.
in the
And he's just
NFL
not there.
now, and I'll give an example that I know Nick's gonna wanna tickle me for because
Ooh.
he hates tickling me because I started breathing
You're
hard
giggling.
on him.
Yeah.
He gets
like a
nervous.
schoolgirl.
You giggle.
But this is the thing. I
Call him
think
Donald Duck.
right now in the NFL, you need to win games not only the way you want to play, but the way that the game just flows. For example, the New York Giants, okay? They can win a game by running the football, grounding and pounding. They can win a game by throwing the football 45, 50 times a game. They can win by managing the clock and trying to just pick up little,
Dink and dunking
and picking up, 10 yards here, first downs by within a yard or two. They can win in so many different ways, and that's why the Giants beat a team like San Fran and San Fran, the only way they know how to win is if they run it down your throat and they play defense. But when you can't run the ball like they couldn't against the Giants, they had like 17 carries for I think a minimal amount of yards. San Fran, maybe like 2.5, 3 yards a carry. They couldn't beat them.
They're almost a cookie cutter team of the Jets circa 2009, 2010.
Yes,
they are.
absolutely.
They're very similar, and even you see it with the quarterback struggles that they're talking. If you watch the game last night, all they were talking about on Alex Smith was Colin Kaepernick and can he be the guy to lead this team, and Colin Kaepernick coming in as a backup running quarterback. I mean, stop me if you've heard this story before,
Yeah,
right?
it's eerily
that's what
similar,
SGF
yeah.
fans have been dealing with all year.
And and Frank, to your point, it's a game of adjustments, right? So look, there's so many good coaches in the league, so many good teams. You have to have your identity that you do, but you also have to have like identity B and identity C,
Yeah, absolutely.
because these coaches are going to take it away from you.
Yes.
Yep.
When in games that really matter, playoff games, division games like the Jets are going to have against the Patriots, these coaches are going to take that away from you no matter how good you are at it. When you go to Plan B, like what's the Jets' offensive identity Plan B right now?
Offenses right
It's
now
not
are
good. It's not
Offenses
good.
right now are so complex right now that this year the NFL on average has teams that are gaining more yardage than we've ever seen in the history of the NFL.
Yeah.
2011 broke that record. We're on pace right now to see the average team in the NFL go for more yardage than any team in the history, which, second was last year, if this year beats it out. But you're just seeing every year, 2009 set a record, 2010, 2011, 2012. I mean, look at the teams that had, the first couple picks in the draft. They ended up with Andrew Luck and RG3. Look how many yards those guys are picking up. So right now, you need to win in a variety of ways. And I think the Jets right now, they can win if they ground and pound, but you need to win by also throwing it all over the field, and that's our next conversation. To beat the Patriots, you need to throw all over the field. Yeah. I mean, we'll show you a video right now that I made. Obviously, I had to make the video, but it's a video of Russell Wilson, who was a third-round pick, who wasn't even supposed to start this year. They had just given a contract to Matt Flynn, who, by the way, I thought was going to be pretty good, but I guess he's not.
Well, he hasn't got a shot yet.
Yeah, he's got a shot, but. And here's a video of just Russell Wilson, and look at the throws he makes against the Patriots. Terrible secondary.
And you're not talking about
they can't track a ball.
Aaron Rodgers against the Patriots. No. This is Russell Wilson, who you can somewhat compare Sanchez to. This isn't an elite guy. This is a bottom half of the league quarterback.
But bottom five quarterback right now as a rookie, definitely bottom five.
It's not like we're showing you a guy of Aaron Rodgers what he could do against the Patriots.
It's the moxie, that I think is the difference. So you see Russell Wilson, he has that swagger, that kind of air about him.
He's a smart kid too.
You need to throw the ball up.
Natural to him. That's where I worry about Sanchez. Right. Does the game come natural to Sanchez? I don't think so.
Exactly.
It comes natural to Russell Wilson. I think he is a football player.
And he just throws.
He could have played baseball if he wanted to. That was his choice.
Let's throw the video up. Let's watch it because it is a good video.
Robinson in front of him. Play fake. Wilson, plenty of time. Finds an opening. Sidney Rice out of bounds with a penalty marker. Dennard is in for New England as an extra defensive back. Wilson rifles it upstairs and caught by Miller. The question is, how does the Seattle offense deal with the
making plays with his legs? That's
finding his throwing lanes.
That disappeared with Sanchez.
Finding his throwing lanes. That's what you got to do. He's a short guy. He's 5'10".
That's what I'm looking for all the time.
He's got to create his own throwing lane. You can't always stay in the pocket. You have to roll out and make it happen.
Exactly what you're saying is that when the pocket collapses on Sanchez, and to the offensive line's credit, the pass protection has been better this year. But can Sanchez roll out of coverage with the speed and the efficiency that Wilson was able to do? I think
probably not.
The big question.
But you know what? He can't do too much.
He turns on the jets when he leaves that pocket and kind of to get that extra separation speed. That Sanchez, he's a swift guy, but I wouldn't say he's Russell Wilson fast.
Yeah, and would it be asking too much for him to do that? I mean, Tom Brady at 35, 34 years old, whatever he is, he's still scrambling, making plays with his leg because it prolongs drives. It gets first downs.
And you look at the guys who are slower, like a Brady or a Roethlisberger. It's not
Aaron Rodgers is a great running
pocket, but moving within the pocket. Like step. You don't have to be a fast guy, but like Brady.
Just pocket presence. Pocket presence.
It boils down to decision making.
Yes, and that's something.
Hey, that's another Braylon Edwards touchdown versus the Patriots for everyone out there.
You got to shout that
out. You had to do it, right?
That's just something that just comes with the territory of Braylon Edwards. A touchdown versus the Patriots.
Yeah, it does. And you know what? But if you look at this film right here, okay, he is throwing the ball up like it's a freaking punt. He's like, all right, Patriots DBs, can you track the football? These guys cannot track the football. They are awful at tracking the football. I've never seen a team with DBs this bad at tracking the football. We need to have Sanchez just throw it up. And you know what? If you end up, throwing 5 interceptions, whatever. At least you threw the ball up in the air and the DBs made great plays. But throw the football, because if we don't throw the football, we're not going to win by running on this team because they have a really good front seven.
And another thing that's big is that this defense, while albeit that they do make plays on the ball, that's why I think they go for it a lot, especially with the secondary. That's where you see them strike out on these deep plays. But when they're not going for the interception, their front seven is jarring the bar loose. This football team, this Patriots defense over the last couple of years has been great at forcing fumbles, and that's obviously been one of the thorns in the side of Sean Green, Mark Sanchez. So it's going to be huge on those guys to definitely keep a hold of the football on plays. Like if a Chandler Jones gets a sack on Sanchez, he's got to be able to hold on to the ball because those Patriot defenders are told and ingrained to have that ball hawking ability to always be going for the football. So that's something to keep in mind that they're going to have to look forward.
Also, the injury to McKnight, he's questionable. He's up in the air with the high ankle sprain. Bilal Powell's not playing with the dislocated shoulder. So your backup running back is a guy in Jonathan Grimes who's never had a handoff in the NFL, undrafted guy this year. And is Tebow going to take handoffs? Who knows? We'll get into that
It's
a little bit
possibility.
too. So it's going to be heavily, they're going to heavily rely on Sanchez this week to be able to throw the ball downfield because how many? Granted, Sean Green had 30 carries last week, but he was picking up yards like nothing. He wasn't getting beaten up. It was huge holes, and he was getting tackled by corners and safeties. These aren't, grinded out like 4-yard carries like he's going to see this week. You're not going to run on the Patriots defense like you're going to run the Colts. It's not like the Patriots have this amazing defense, but you're not going to get those big holes. It's a division game. It's the Patriots. So this is going to be Sanchez is going to have to throw the ball because the running game is banged up, and you really don't have that number 2 guy to rely on. If McKnight does play, he's a game time decision.
He says he is, though. He said pretty emphatically yesterday at practice.
Which is great. I'd love to hear that.
First place. I mean, you got to love that, though.
Love that.
So
totally unexpected
what can you expect?
from Joe
Maybe
McKnight.
8 carries, 10 carries at most for a guy like McKnight?
No, I think less. He has a high ankle sprain. It's tough,
he said
man.
10 carries coming into this game. 10 carries, 91 yards. I mean, granted, a lot of those yards came on that 61-yard run, but that's averaging 9 yards a carry is nothing really to shy away from. I think if he wants to go and he says it's okay, I think you give him a little bit of a go. You at least try him out.
What do you expect from a guy like Jonathan Grimes? I know a lot of the fans want to see him run the ball. An undrafted guy, different style of runner of what we have already. Kind of a mixture of a Powell and a McKnight combined. From what you've seen in college at William & Mary. What do you expect? Do you think he's going to get 5 carries? Do you think he's going to get 2 carries? Do you think he's going to get 10 carries? Do you expect to see something more against the Patriots from a Jonathan Grimes or because of the injuries or what?
I don't. To be honest, I just don't think he's ready yet. I think he could be a good addition to this team down the road, but I think with 3 weeks in, asking him to pick up the offense and come in and being forced to play a role in this game, I don't see that happening. I also don't see them running the ball a lot. I think the Jets are just going to be playing from behind and be in a position where they're going to have to pass. So they may have to abandon the run game at a fairly, have to make the midway point of the game or so.
I agree. I think that's exactly
that's when they get
to
trouble, though.
Opportunities for anybody to run.
I think that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah,
I think the Jets are going to abandon the running game because it's not working. And they're going to have to throw the football. But I see Grimes potentially coming out of the backfield and catching passes. I mean, Green's not the best coming out of the backfield catching the football. So I think if Grimes can come in and sort of do a little, do some scat back type of things, that would help the Jets. I think if they set up a couple screens for him and game plan to do something like that against the Patriots, because they do have an aggressive defense. I mean, Ninkovich and Brandon Spikes are aggressive players. Oh, yeah. They like to get after the quarterback. So if you could have them come in and throw a little screen to a guy like Grimes, if you could have them, throw a screen to a guy like Grimes with those, big, fast, aggressive backers coming in,
over pursue and then
absolutely have your guys going deep because the Patriots DBs know they're going to throw on us like Russell Wilson did the week before. And if you go through the stats, I mean, it's crazy. Russell Wilson threw all over them, and you have Flacco throwing all over them, and even Fitzpatrick threw for 350 yards and 4 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, but he threw for 350 yards. So I mean, we need to get our guys like Hill going deep and Curley, and then having the linebackers come in to blitz Sanchez and throw a little screen to maybe Grimes. So
how about Keller? You think he plays a role?
Talking about Grimes, I think if McKnight can't go, then his role becomes more involved. If not, I think he's just more of a special teams, and the game will dictate whether he gets a carry or not, or
it could be that too.
I think in order to beat a team like the Patriots, you have to. Well, the Jets style is what they did versus the Colts, and they did it successfully. They want to start running the ball, and they want to run the ball and keep running the ball in order to limit Sanchez to the 18 passes and no turnovers. But
game of adjustments.
If they come out and they can't get the running game going, I think they're in for a long day. Obviously, you're playing the Patriots, but I think it's so important that Sean Green has a big game this week. That I mean, what are you going to do if you're going to have to give Grimes the ball? Who's going to run? Is Tebow going to run the ball? Do you guys see that at all?
Maybe here or there, but I really don't see it. I see it as kind of a little bit of a smoke screen. But I think we're
smoke screen.
I think we're spending a lot of time talking about this Jet offense. I think the biggest problem concerning this game is stopping that Patriots offense on defense. I mean, they can go laterally and horizontally spread you out on pretty much any type of passing play and really run that secondary really thin with all their multiple players coming in. So, I mean, I think that's a big problem, is whether the Jets secondary, which has been one of the stronger units on this team all year, can they kind of step up, and they've been a little thin. So I mean, we'll see what happens.
Sure.
But I think we got a call.
Yeah, let's take a call.
Right
Yeah,
All
we'll open up the phone lines with the first caller of the day. You're on Flight 5. What's going on? Hello?
Hey, you're on the air. What's up? Hello?
No,
I guess not.
Ayo.
All right, so, again, this is you listen to Flight 5. Okay, so they're trying back. You're on Flight 5. You there?
Hey, how you guys doing today? This is Sean from the Jet Press. How
There
you
he
guys
is.
doing? Hi,
All right,
Frankie.
Sean, what's going
How you
on?
doing?
You hear us?
Hey, yeah, I'm there. How you guys doing today?
We're
Hey,
doing good, man.
How you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm just a little amped up. I'm amped up for this game Sunday. Just one of those things where I don't necessarily say it's a must-win, but I think Rex needs to have these guys ready to play. I don't know if you guys agree with me, but ever since Rex has taken over this team, it seems like every crucial game of this magnitude, under these type of crucial circumstances, this team has never came out ready to play. Never came out ready to play. Never came out ready to take over a game.
What about the playoffs?
We all remember last year when the Pats were flaking, they were failing, they're drowning, and supposedly the Jets were ready to go ahead and take over the division.
Mm-hmm.
And we come in there, and everybody's picking us. Everybody's picking the Jets. Everybody's picking against the Pats. We come in there and we just completely lay an egg. For once, I want Rex Ryan to have this team ready to play. I want Rex Ryan ready to have Sanchez to attack that abysmal Pat secondary. Ranked 28th in the league for a reason, because it stinks. A week after Russell Wilson, attacks the secondary, we should be attacking that secondary.
Yeah.
Agree.
And
Yeah,
I know you said that you think Sean Green should have a big day. My concern was that Sean Green had such a big day last week that Rex may try to duplicate that this week, with the whole ground and pound. He may try to ground and pound the Patriots when that abysmal secondary is right there ready to be attacked. So, what are you thinking?
You know what? Hey, what's up, Sean? It's Frankie. What's up, man? But what's up? When you lose a game like the Jets lost to the Patriots 45-3, or a game like they lost to Pittsburgh, because that's what you were talking about, in the beginning of your call. That is just as much on the players as it is on Rex. I mean, you can't get beat that bad and blame it. I'm not saying you're blaming it all on Rex, but the players have to come out and play hard sometimes. You don't get killed 45-3 as a professional football player and not blame the players also. I mean, the coach you can blame in terms of clock management and maybe the team's calling some ridiculously bad play calls here and there, and maybe they're not ready off the bat. But to lose 45-3, that's almost like a pride thing. And I don't think Rex has issues in terms of his confidence and pride in the team that you want to really give him all the blame when they lay an egg. If they do lay an egg, though, I agree. There has to be someone in that locker room other than Rex, and this is where I'm getting to next, that leads this team to overcome a lot of the deficiencies in leadership that we have.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, and I'm not saying it has to be Sanchez or it has to be Sean Green or whoever it has to be, but when you're losing that bad, you need someone that you can, you can hang your shoulder on, or whatever the phrase is. But
lean on.
Yeah, lean on me.
Exactly what I was thinking
I
about.
think it's fair to say.
Bell and Landry, reroute these tight ends. Reroute it.
Yeah, definitely has to.
Let's get the timing off. Let's get the rhythm off. Even if that type of disruption may cause coverage sacks, I'll take some coverage sacks. I will. But everybody wants D-line sacks. Coverage sacks are just as good as D-line sacks. But I want to see Bell and Landry, take these tight ends off their route, because
But it's not just on them, Sean. It's not just on those safeties. I mean, they do play a big role in it, but you're going to look at the guys on the edge, whether it's a Calvin Pace, Brian Thomas, Aaron Maben, someone meeting them at the line of scrimmage and kind of jostling them to kind of disrupt the timing of those routes. I mean, I think that's huge. If you look at Brady, especially with the guys like Gronkowski and Hernandez, who he has a good rapport with, it's throwing them off the rhythm and the timing of the passing routes, so that guys like Landry and Bell or whoever's covering them can kind of stay with them, because there are definitely mismatches all over the field.
Brady gets the ball out very quick too. This year especially, if you watch him play, like I saw the Seattle game, he was only sacked one time, and that was on the last drive when they were losing 24-23 with a minute left. So he had not been sacked the entire game, and people think that Seattle's defense played very well, which they did. You have to play, and we'll get into the defensive aspect of what the Jets need to do, but you have to play almost like Seattle played. Bend, but don't break. Right. Don't give up the big play. Let them pick up their 10, 15, but don't break. So you can maybe get a turnover, a fumble here, an interception.
It's
third downs too, and you have to
struggle for this defense.
Absolutely, that's true.
That's been a strength of the Patriot offense. I think they have the most first downs. I think it's something like somewhere upwards of 80 for first downs on offense, which is just kind of remarkable.
Ridley leads the NFL in first downs gained by a running back. So
well, how about the fact that they're kind of implementing a new style, their Jet defense? If you take anything from last week's game, where you saw a lot of Davis, you saw a lot of Allen, you saw Copel starting, which he's starting again. You saw, I said Demario Davis, I just like saying his name, but you saw less of Bart Scott and you saw less of Brian Thomas.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can the fact that they're kind of maybe making finally the transition and listening to the fans, even if they're not listening to the fans, but they're kind of seeing what we're seeing. Do you think that has anything to do with the success they had in getting the Colts off of the field last week, or do you think that's just because the Colts aren't as
I'm not ready to say either.
Yet?
I'm just saying it was a great game against a team that there was a lesser opponent, and they were able to dominate in all three phases of the game. I'm still waiting to see it against a quality opponent or someone who is at their same level. I'm not saying like a team like Miami is a quality opponent, but it's definitely someone who is a worthy adversary. So against a team like that or better, then I'll give it a little more credit. But you're playing an offense that has Vic Ballard as their starting running back.
Yeah,
I know I said I love.
I was about to get into that.
Young guy. Yeah, and then you also have.
You picked him in fantasy, didn't you? You started him.
I started him 5 points. I still won though. 170.
Got you 5 points.
But Wes made a good point about disrupting the timing. You really have to do that. If you ask these guys that it's been the story for 3 years playing the Patriots. You ask these safeties to cover these guys for so long. But yet, there's a stat that came out. Chris Clemens had 27 sacks in the past 3 years. That's more than the Jets team combined. It's like
that's unbelievable.
That's unbelievable. So so much is going on. Like the Brodney Pools, and they're not great players on these safeties covering these tight ends. But look, there's got to be give and take here. We got to disrupt the timing. Wes is exactly right.
And we have to do one more thing that we're not used to doing going into New England. We have to stop the running game, and I'll go through it quickly. But we really do, because if they can pick up big chunks of yardage on first down, they'll get in second and third, second and four situations where they can utilize their entire playbook. If there's any team that can utilize a second and four best, it's the Patriots. They can bubble screen a Welker, go deep to Hernandez, go deep to Gronk. They can use Lloyd. They have so many weapons, this team, it's unbelievable. And we have to put it in perspective also. This offense averages over 30 points a game, most in the NFL. They average 445 yards per game, which is second most in the history of the NFL at this point, only behind the New Orleans Saints of last year, which was number one. So even more than the greatest show on turf from 2000-2001 season. So this offense is really, really good, and Ridley's ranked 5th in the NFL in rushing, and Brady's ranked 1st in passing, so we really have to get...
Rex has to be ready, because you're right. This team can come out. Look, they're running the ball very well. This team Belichick can come out and really want to run the ball down our throats, because everybody's had success doing that this year, or they can come out and be the great passing team that they know they are. Again, it's going to take a really good in-game adjustment, and I believe in Rex to be able to do that, to be able to get this game in control.
Yeah, right. But if they run the ball on first down and they're running on Rex's defense, he won't know what to do. They stop the first down run. It's second and long, third and longs. I trust Rex. On second and long, third and long, I put all my faith in Rex. But if they're getting big yardage on first down, we're in trouble.
No, absolutely.
All right. Well, we're going to cut that conversation off now, because we are joined by the hybrid, Marcus Dowtin, the New York Jet linebacker / safety. Marcus, thanks for hopping on with us.
How you doing?
We're doing good, man.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, Marcus, thanks for coming on the show.
What's going on? How y'all doing?
We're good. We're good. We're excited for Patriot Week coming up. It's a great week for you to hopefully make your first appearance as a New York Jet. You ready for this week or what?
Oh, yeah, of course.
We want a touchdown, man. A strip sack touchdown. Let's go. Scoop and score, baby.
That's not too much to ask.
No, right away, too much.
I can't wait to get this opportunity. I'm definitely excited and thankful to have it.
Absolutely. Now, Marcus, a lot of people might not be familiar with you as an undrafted free agent, but just give the listeners here for Flight 5 a brief rundown of where you came from, your college days, and into the NFL.
Okay, well, I'm from Washington, D.C. I came out in 2008 and went to the University of Georgia for 3 years and transferred to North Alabama for my senior year. And that's brought me to my journey to here, getting picked up by the Jets as a free agent and then working my way up to finally getting active. So, that's pretty much the summary of my story.
What was it like, like you said, playing linebacker at Georgia and then for a school like North Alabama? How was the speed difference playing in an SEC to a North Alabama was a Southern Gulf Conference, right?
Yes, sir.
Was there a real big drastic change in the speed of football there, or was it something you kind of adapted to right away?
Well, as you know, the SEC is the best conference in the country, and definitely a lot of speed there. So it was a little bit of a letdown, but in that conference, there's a lot of guys out there that are a lot of speed. That's probably, if not the number one conference in Division II. In Division II level. So, it definitely was a lot of guys, and it was competitive. But my team had a lot of SEC guys from Florida State on it. So my team pretty much, it wasn't a drop-off. But throughout the league, it was definitely a lot of good players. It was a good experience. That's what I can say about it.
All right, Marcus, it's Wesley Sykes here. Thanks for jumping on the show. We kind of spoke yesterday about it. You were saying that you were playing the role of Stephen Ridley on the scout team this week. You're kind of playing the running
that's
back against
crazy.
the first unit defense. How have you tried to emulate his style of play to kind of help that Jets first unit defense prepare for a guy like Stephen Ridley who's just kind of jumped on the scene this year?
Well, I came in at the beginning of the week, watched a little bit of his film. I also had to play Hernandez this week on the scout team, so watched a little bit of his film. And, try to emulate what they do, but put my own spin on it and, give it all I got this week. And I think I did a pretty good job in giving a good look, as well as getting my defensive reps and working to get prepared for this week. This weekend coming up. So, I think all in all, I did pretty well. Those guys are definitely great players. Kind of hard to emulate some of the things that they do, but I think I got the job done pretty good.
Nice. Now, I just have one quick question. Now, can you give us a background of how the practice teams are situated? Like, how do they call up players? Is Rex watching film on you guys? Is he the one that makes these decisions? I know you were playing running back, safety, linebacker, and wide receiver. How does that all work on the practice team?
Pretty much. They just find, they know your skill set. They just know my skill set and what I can do. And they, the teams we play, and as the weeks come, they like go on and look at their film and whatnot and see, what players that I might be able to emulate the best, better than others, or what players, on the practice squad can do certain things better than others, and they try to match them up in certain positions that give the different teams a good look, so they're prepared for the weekend.
Okay, now does Rex see this film? Is he the one that makes the ultimate decision on who to bring up?
Oh yeah, they watch it every day. You going against the number one defense, and then in my case, I'm going against the number one defense and the number one offense because I play both sides of the ball. So they have no choice but to watch film because they have to study it and tell the first teamers what they did wrong or right.
Okay.
Hey, Marcus, you've earned the nickname the Hybrid. Can you tell us a little bit about that and maybe where that came from?
I have no idea.
I think Nick started it.
Well, I
wanted to call you the Prius, but no one liked that. So.
I think it has to do, obviously, a lot of the Jet fans, cling to the name because of the safety / linebacker. You know, you're kind of playing both those roles in preseason with the Jets. What's it like? You know, obviously you've seen the name so far. What do you prefer that position, the linebacker role, or I should say, what role are you going to be playing more if Rex has told you the safety or a linebacker position?
Well, don't get me wrong. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't know where the hybrid came from. You know what I'm saying? But do I believe I am that? Yeah.
Yeah, right.
But do I want to be called that yet? No.
Do you think you could play running back in the NFL or wide receiver?
Huh?
Do you think you could play running back in the NFL? Like, do you think you could be a starting running back for a team one day?
Yes, sir.
All right, I like that.
Sir.
All right.
Well, you know, I know you were talking about. I know yesterday we were kind of speaking about, you know, your love for hitting, and you're saying that's one of your favorite things to do is that you really just love to jack a guy up. You know, who do you
Bill.
think is the harder hitter on the team, yourself or LaRon Landry? You know,
You can't ask
I'm
that.
putting you on the spot here.
Well, I mean, it's a proven fact that right now, as of right now, LeBron Landry is the hardest hitting safety in the league. That's no question. He's the hardest hitting safety, if not one of the hardest hitters in the league. You got to give it up to him. He's a great player, David. That's one of the guys I look up to, you know, on the team. So I would definitely say him, but right behind him is definitely me.
A short second. I mean, is there anything more rewarding to than laying out an offensive player? Just whether it's a sack, just kind of come up from behind him and hit him square in the spine, or one of those receivers going across the middle there. I mean, is there anything more rewarding? You got to love.
Wesley
that
never played
defensive player.
football, so
No, I didn't. Armchair quarterback my way through life.
Well, I like hitting the quarterback or the running back head on. I mean, the receivers, that's too easy. Like those type of things are too easy. Like catching across the middle, that's kind of easy. I'd rather hit him his square, running in the hole, or on a blitz or something like that.
Brady's got to get it this weekend,
Yeah,
man.
not
If
for
you
nothing,
hit
that's
Brady
perfect,
hard,
yeah.
we'll call you the hardest hitter in Jets history, man.
That's not a bounty thing, though. That's not a bounty thing.
No.
Mo Lewis already won that award when he knocked out Drew Bledsoe and put Tom Brady in the game, and that was the hardest hit in Jet history, unfortunately. So maybe you could outdo that curse this weekend.
Well, let me get my feet wet. Let me play a couple games.
Oh, you have high expectations, man. We have Flight 5. We think highly of you over here,
Yeah,
so we're
absolutely.
expecting some big things.
Now, I thank y'all for the support. Thank y'all for giving me the opportunity to speak on y'all show.
No, absolutely.
problem.
We're
Anytime.
gonna get a commercial break in, and then when we come back, we're gonna talk. We'll do our New England breakdown, and we'll also bring you a top 5 moments in New York Jet New England Patriot history since the year 2000.
This
The
sounds
Belichick era.
51 and 51
Belichick
against each other, by the way.
51 and 51.
51,
Big game
51,
either
and
way.
1.
And we will announce the winner
Yes.
of Victor Green's 21 Blitz Specialty Vino. The winner of this wine is going to love it. It's also signed by Victor Green.
Yeah,
This
you
is
wanna
brought to you
open
by Top Shelf Tailgate, and we'll get into their little Halloween promotion that I'm going to be at. I don't know if I'm dressing up as Bruno or Tim Tebow yet. I got to pick one or
think
the
you
other. I'm
gotta
going to
do
flip a
Tebow
coin.
regardless.
But we'll get back with that. We're going to take a commercial break, and we'll announce the winner of our
All right.
21 Blitz wine
Can't
special.
wait. Can't wait. Good music.
It is.
All right, we are back here on Flight 5. We, again, apologize for the technical difficulties, but want to give another sponsorship shout-out. This time, Nicole Esther is a sales associate with Remax Country Realty and, of course, a diehard Jet fan whose business is built on the promise of exceptional customer service. Whether you're selling your home or searching for that special place to call your own, you deserve to work with someone you trust, someone you know, and someone whose best interests are in mind. Her office is located in West Milford, New Jersey, but she does business throughout the entire state of Jersey. On the buying side, it does not matter what you're looking for. Single-family homes, townhomes, condos, co-ops, multifamilies, Nicole can help. Thinking of selling your home? Nicole has a proven marketing plan to provide the maximum amount of exposure for your home. So contact Nicole with your needs and let her get you started today, helping you with your next real estate purchase or sale. 845-590-7959 or NicoleEsther.com, and on Twitter, NJ Realtor NIC. So that's again, if you're looking for any realty help, definitely Nicole is your way to go. So to get back into the show, guys.
Nick, if I may, just with story time for a quick second. When we dropped the technical difficulties, it reminded me of the 2007 opening game against the Patriots that we went to, Frank. And we came out, and we were driving away from the stadium after losing, and I swore we heard aliens on the radio, right?
Yeah, we did.
That was the Spygate game.
That was the Spygate game.
Were you guys drinking?
No. I'm telling you. I guarantee you, if you could
we heard
pull up
aliens,
people,
dude.
If you could pull up some people that went to that game,
like,
the radio was not.
We know you're part of us. We want you to come, Billy.
The conspiracies begin.
Do you guys want to run that top 5 moments in Jet Patriot history of the century right now, or no?
Do you want to announce the winner of this wine?
Yeah, why don't you do that?
Come on, man.
Winner, yeah.
This is what I want right now. All right, the winner of the Top Shelf Tailgate / Victor Green Company, he runs a wine company, is Wesley Sykes.
Oh!
Yeah, no, just kidding, bro.
Sykes.
All right, the winner of the 21 Blitz Wine Special. My favorite girl in the world on Twitter, my ex-VP, actually still my VP, but I'm done. I dropped out of the race. Brenda Link, you won, and you can follow Brenda at Ozark Gator, Ozark Gator. She won. She guessed who was the Jet that had the most rushing yards in a single game against the New England Patriots. Congratulations.
Frank rigged it.
I rigged it. It was John Riggins.
He was a Tebow fan.
Yes. John Riggins, who's in the Hall of Fame. A lot of Jet fans don't know about him, so Google John Riggins and research your crowd, because he's probably one of the best Jet running backs of all time. So definitely congratulations to you.
Curtis Martin, I mean.
Right.
Oh, yeah, John Riggins and Curtis Martin, but you know.
More of a redskin, but yes.
All right, let's congratulations to Brenda. She'll enjoy the wine. It's signed by Victor Green. Victor Green was a great player for the Jets and the Patriot too, but we don't talk about that. But let's bring up the video. This is the top 5 moments since the year 2000 in New York Jet / New England Patriot history. And I like this right here, which is brought to you by Frank. Let them know.
All right, guys. I know Halloween's around the corner, and I'm very excited. I like Halloween because I get to dress up very sexy, and the women dress up very sexy, so we can have a sexy time. And Nick's telling me to hurry up, so
That's
I gotta
right.
hurry up.
Hurry up.
All right, there is a Halloween event going on at Top Shelf Tailgate on October 28th. From 11:30 to 12, it's a Halloween contest. You can go before that and see Mr. Fireman Ed. He'll be there. And there might be a possible Mike Lupica sighting. And you know what that means? Mike Lupica! So it's going to be a fun time. We're going to throw up the promotion. It's up right now. And you go there and you'll see the Top Shelfettes, who are very cute. And they'll be rocking their, Halloween costumes. And if they like your costume, you will win tickets to the Thanksgiving game, Jets Patriots, and tickets to Charlie's Top Shelf Tailgate, and it is a great time. Top shelf everything and top shelf food, and you know what? You get a top shelf person in Francesco Di Fatti.
Yeah, and it'll be a top shelf time
for that show too.
What are you wearing on Halloween?
I'm gonna be a slutty Paul Ryan.
Oh my
goodness. Wesley, do you kiss your mother with that mouth wearing that shirt?
Whoa, I'm just saying. What mama doesn't know always doesn't have to hurt her. That's all I'm saying. I'm
Wes.
sorry for the mouth there.
Everybody's seeing a different side of Wesley Sykes here.
Nick, let's see the real side of you. Come on, Fadi. Let's see what are you thinking right now?
Instead of being, we should play the video right now.
Yeah,
hey, let's get it.
Because we are running out of time, but Anthony will probably let us go over anyway. We always do it anyway. The fight game crew hates us anyway. Stay tuned for them, by the way.
You guys owe us some extra time for the technical difficulties.
That's right.
Yes.
We'll talk it on at the end of the month.
Oh,
Speak to Anthony at the end of the month. All right, let's throw the video up there. I'm excited for this.
Anybody can be beat. So how did that just feel? Feel great. Poetic justice.
There seems to be an awful lot going on here. I know that when I heard Senator Specter, one of the heaviest hitters on Capitol Hill, coming out and saying this, I was kind of wondering, is there more going on here? Please tell us what you know.
Well, I think there's suspicion of a lot of stuff going on. The issue has come out now. People have questions about what was destroyed, what evidence was destroyed by the league, and there's a gentleman named Matt Walsh, who is a former video assistant with the Patriots, obviously no longer employed with them, and he has implied to several media types that he's aware or has suggested there's evidence or video evidence he has that could be potentially embarrassing to both the league and the Patriots, and the fact that there's more to the story.
Due to the various uncertainties surrounding my position as it relates to the team's new ownership, I've decided to resign as the head coach of the New York Jets.
With the Patriots, he was the rarely used backup for Drew Bledsoe, New England's durable franchise quarterback, until this 2001 rollout, when fate, in the uniform of Jet linebacker Mo Lewis, intervened.
Cute.
I got chills, man.
Yeah.
I got chills.
Yes, I did too.
Reminded me of Steve Sable, rest in peace, a little bit there,
Yeah.
right? That music.
Just gonna say that.
I'm taking over for Steve, by the way.
Are you?
You should. You have a great voice.
Congratulations.
It excites
Thank you very
me
much.
many nights.
Does it really?
You
Yes.
seem very calm about that. I'm surprised you would have that's like breaking news. You want to like
Yeah, I
really
don't.
show
I
up
wasn't
and that
supposed
sort of
to
thing,
tell
right?
everybody.
Very modest. Very modest.
You know,
You know.
Frank, you got something to say?
I actually do. I want to give a shout out to the best damn sponsor in the world. Actually, one of the best damn sponsors in the world. People say water doesn't have a taste. Well, they don't know what they're talking about. They've done scientific studies on water, and they found out that different water tastes better than others, if that makes any sense. But there is a water out there in the New York City area. It's called Lauricia. It has 99% less mineral content than 99% of waters. Figure that. So for athletes and health-conscious individuals, stay fresh with Lauricia and cleanse out that system. It's great to... it cleanses your body of a lot of toxins because it doesn't retain a lot of the water that comes in. A lot of water has a lot of minerals, so this doesn't. Or for food lovers, next time you sit at the table or have a gathering, make sure it is with Lauricia. The water that accompanies the palate just right. You can catch them, Lauricia, at Italy. Eataly, Eataly, and they sell Lauricia there, and it's found in many convenience shops in the New York City area, or you can log on to www.lauricia.it. All right, so let's get into it right now. We give you our checklist every week, and this week's checklist doesn't seem that nice because we're playing the New England Patriots. So they have a better offense. They have, not as good of a defense, but their defense isn't as bad as people think. They have a top 10 run defense, so they have something, and their front seven is pretty good. So, we'll get into it. Quarterbacks, Nick, go for it, man. Who do you think's got the better quarterback? Who do you think?
This one was close this week. We were split. Half wanted to go with Sanchez, half wanted to go with Brady, but at the end of the day, Anthony broke the tiebreaker and gave it to Tom Brady and the Patriots.
We flipped the coin for that one.
Yeah. The running backs, the Patriots have 4 or 5 guys that might be better than our number one. Yeah, I could still even say that after last week, but we gave the Patriots the running back there. Their wide receiver core between Welker, Lloyd, Deion Branch, we gave them the edge there. If we had Holmes, maybe it'd be a different story, but we don't. Offensive line, we pushed it here because the Jets manhandled the Colts last week, but the Patriot offensive line has let Brady get hit a little bit this year, so we pushed that one. Tight end, no question, best tight ends in football. Defensive line, we were at a 50-50 split here, so we pushed it. The Chandler Jones, Vince Wilfork versus this. Copels, Wilkerson, DeVito. If Baul plays, who knows? Maybe the edge slides towards the Jets a little bit, but right now we pushed that one. The linebacker core we gave to the Patriots with Donta Hightower, OJ. I call him OJ Mayo, Jared Mayo, and who am I forgetting? Gerard Mayo. Oh, and Spikes, who's one of the better linebackers in football. Defensive backs, the Jets with Cromartie, who had an outstanding game last week, should have had 2 touchdowns, both got called back. Kyle Wilson's Kyle Wilson's played pretty well so far. Not a big play where you're like, oh my God, we missed Revis so bad that Kyle Wilson blew this.
They're playing together, man. They're having fun.
Landry, Jeremiah Bell. what I did like the other game that really no one talked about, not a big deal, but seeing the defensive backs came out as a whole in introductions a couple games ago, which kind of shows that they're really
game.
Yeah, you know, which is very interesting. I liked seeing that, so that was cool. Punter kicker, we push here. Gostowski's really good, but he's missed a few this year. Zoltan Mesko is up in the air. But,
you don't mess with the Zoltan.
Yeah,
You
sure.
don't mess with
But Folk's been outstanding this year, and Malone's been a surprise too, so we push that.
Robert Malone.
You should have been him for Halloween,
Karl
Frank.
Malone.
Get a Malone jersey.
I want to.
But return game, you know, McKnight looks like he might play this week, so even without him, the Jets do have one of the best return games in the NFL, so we gave the edge there. And head coach, ask Rex Ryan, he'll tell you Bill Belichick's a better coach.
He ain't kissing the rings, though.
He ain't kissing the rings, but Bill Belichick's a
pinky
better
ring.
coach, so we gave the edge there to head coach. And owners, too, throw the graphic back up, Anthony. We got to give a shout-out to our boy Bob Kraft. He
Rocking
wins
a dime
wins the
piece,
check
huh,
mark.
man?
He wins the check mark for owners. We got him right there. He's a cutie. He's an old little fat cutie, so we had to give him that. But let's go to the under and over real quick. Last week, everybody did pretty good. Christine, who's not here at the moment, she beat your guys down pretty good.
She went 4 and 5. That's 4-4-5. That's unbelievable. Shout outs to Christine.
Yeah,
Seriously.
she'll be back. Don't think she's gone again.
As long as I'm here, she's gonna be back.
That's what she told me.
That's what she told you. I know, and I heard the conversation because you three-weighted with me and we didn't tell her. Yeah.
Last week the under and over was snaps for Tim Tebow at 10. It was under. Touches for Joe McKnight at 10. It was under. Receptions for Stephen Hill at 3. It was a push. He had exactly 3. Completion for percentage for Sanchez was at 55. It was over. And impact plays for Copels. It was over. So this week, guys, you want to play the music real quick while we do it at the same damn time? You want to throw this up?
At the same damn time.
Do we have the music ready or no?
I can get anything ready.
Yeah.
We're doing the damn thing.
Do you want to play it or no?
Yeah, just start going through it though. It'll play.
Right.
You know, it'll shock
Last
you,
week,
Nick.
Christine
I like
was
shocking
4 or
you.
5. Wesley was 1 of 5.
There we go. Bringing up the rear, the caboose, baby.
That's right. Frank and Bill both went 2 and 5 2 for 5 last week. So not all around, not too
Nothing
bad.
to be proud of.
Christine's rocking the belt, and she's not here to pick this week. But let's start it off. I'm going to start under or over, guys, at the same damn time. 2.5 sacks for the defense.
Over.
Under.
Over.
Half of an interception for Antonio Cromartie. Under or over?
Under. He'll impact in other ways.
Nah, I'll go over. He'll get a pick. He kind of owns Brady.
Yeah.
I'll go under.
Under. This is the Frank Vittorini special. Sanchez passing yards. Under or over 235.
I'm going over. They're gonna have to pass the ball whether it's
I'm gonna go over also.
Whatever.
I'm gonna go over.
Over,
Yes.
Bill.
I'm going to go over.
I'm going to go under. I just had to say that one because I felt like it. Tackles for Marcus Dowtin. Even though don't call him the hybrid, but the hybrid, Marcus Dowtin, 2.5 tackles. This counts special teams too, by the way.
Yeah, see, we're going to give him the 5 and live luck. He's going to get the boost. He's going to have 3 tackles because he spoke to us.
Frank?
I got over. Let's go.
Nice.
I got over, boy.
Bill?
Come on.
I'm going to go over.
All right.
We got to show some love for our boy, right?
And last but not least, the rumors all week, you heard it, Tim Tebow at running back. Handoffs for Timothy... Frank, what's his middle name again?
MacGyver.
Timothy MacGyver Tebow. 1.5 handoffs. That means Sanchez under center or in shotgun, and he hands the ball off to Timothy MacGyver.
I don't care about my rankings. I'm going over. He's going to be the
No way!
team
This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. No way.
I'm going out on a limb and saying it.
Goddamn way.
First.
Wow.
I'm going way
Rushing
under.
for 100 yards.
I'm
You
going
guys don't know
0.
I'm going to go under. I'm going to say he has more receptions than he has rushing attempts.
Wow. And let me ask you a question real quick. Is Tim Tebow suited to play running back? Like, this guy's not a running back. He's a quarterback.
Toby Gerhardt's suited to be a running back. They're very similar.
They're not
size.
similar. There is no way they're similar.
Yeah, he did trademark Tebowing, by the way.
He can do it all.
You guys know.
What's the story behind that?
Money, though.
I
He
don't
did
know.
it.
Quickly,
to stop other people make
predictions.
money.
We'll start with Wes in his Patriot Red today.
Yes, that's right. The Patriots will be rocking their jerseys. They're 8-3 in the throwback red uniforms. That's why I'm going with the Patriots. 32-17. Jets keep it close, but unravel in the second half.
Frank,
I am not predicting the game this week.
you have to.
All right, I will. I got the Patriots winning 27-12.
Bill?
23-20. Gostowski wins it on a late game field goal.
Ooh.
I am.
Win close games.
I'm feeling good this week. Jets 19-16.
Oh, get him, big
Thank you
boy.
for Marcus
That's
Dowtin.
cool.
Thank you for the callers, tweeters, chatters, everything. We'll be back next week.
More of a running
Friday
game than
night.
you think.
Huge week, obviously. Hopefully the Jets can finally show up on Sunday. Big game against the Patriots. Let's take the division at 4-3. Let's go 3-0 in the division, and let's handle our business this week. Wesley, Frank, Bill, Anthony, everybody, thank you.
Yeah.
Love it. We'll be back next week. Peace.